Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hitting the Bars. It's your girl savannahwrightvideos with good old KOC. How's it going?
Fabulous, because I'm talking to you. What could be bad about that? That makes my day. A Monday and I get to talk to you. Oh, what a dream.
Oh my God. So cheesy. I love it. Such a suck up. I love it. I have some very sad news for my savannahwrightvideos. My Twitter, which is now referred to as X, has been suspended. I think somebody hacked it.
Oh no.
And I can't get it back, so I'm no longer savannahwrightvideos.
R.I.P. We need to get the Instagram handle somehow. We got to try and find that for you. It could be like your spam, your secret account or something.
My what was that called? Finsta.
Finsta, yes. I was like, what
wow,
am I referring
that
to?
shows my age.
Okay, do you want to
I never made a Finsta.
Oh, you didn't? I've made many. I made so many, I lost track.
I almost just... Here's the thing about me. If I didn't do social media as a job, I would not do social media, period.
That's fair.
I almost get to... Michael's kind of the same way. Like, I forget to post to my personal account all the time. I'll, update maybe with a wedding pic. And that's if I... I don't know, yeah. I just don't think to do it.
I guess it's sort of say, because my personal account, I think I upload, once every 3 months, I do a photo dump for all the family, being like, oh, we're all alive, Megs is doing good. You know what I mean? That, but whenever I had spam ones, that's why I said I made so many, because I'll go through 2 weeks, I'm going on vacation and I just want to send my friend all my bender photos, so I'll post it there and then I'll forget the password and then it's gone. And so there's so many random Finsta accounts that I've started and then just forget about. Like I said, I can't remember it. I'm like, I can barely post on my real Instagram, and you...
Yeah, I was like, you never post on your real Instagram. Bad. You're getting better.
I'm trying. I'm actually just getting better at posting shorts and TikToks. And then I'm like, I might as well throw this on Instagram too. So that's really what it comes down to.
It makes me so proud.
Oh, thank you.
No, I feel like, you're getting better.
I've learned, I was like, you just have to do one. Just do one. And then, you know, that's anything in life. I was like, don't overwhelm yourself. Consistently post one. And if you're feeling crazy, 2. But before I was like 5 a week, and then I'd be like, I can't do this. I have to make a YouTube video. Yeah,
that is me. But I also do not have to. Well, I've been posting more on YouTube. I post twice a week, but I don't. Yeah. I'm not as edity as you are. I'm lucky if I throw in a zoom every now and then on my face.
I wish. I was like, there's been 2 seconds without a sound effect. This is inappropriate. People are bored. You just have different. You have more effort on Instagram. I have more on YouTube, and neither is wrong or right.
No, I was like, this is why you're so successful on YouTube, broski.
Thank you. That's the thing. You can only pick one. And you know what I mean? I think people have to realize that, not to make this about social media, but anything in life. Pick one. You can do a bit of other things, but you can really only do one really well. I feel that's most things in life.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the people like me that are multitask.
I can't do it. I was like, I have to hyper-focus, one thing a day. You get one thing and move on. But,
yeah, that's fair. All right, so what are we going to jump into, Keltie?
I thought, because we caught up last week, why don't we start with some hot takes? Because I know you and me love this. We have a little FaceTime call, and I was like, I didn't have a bone to pick. Something, or just an unpopular opinion. And I know you had some that had me cackling. So I thought, let's also let the audience know before we jump into our headlines.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys know, we basically are announcing a segment of ours on our hot takes, and that will be reoccurring as much as we would like it to be, I guess. So hopefully they like it as much as we do. Also, apologies if you guys hear an obnoxious car start up. My neighbor literally has I feel like I've talked about it on the podcast in the past. It's this annoying car that just when they change the muffler or something. So fair warning, because I just heard it went, and I'm like, oh no, for the love of God, it's 3 p.m. No.
You mentioned sound effects, white noise.
That's my first hot take. Loud cars are not cool.
Good take.
I absolutely hate it. Yeah. It's no, I've never once seen a loud car on PCH and been like, that's hot. And that's super loud. You've distracted me. I can no longer hear. Tone it down. Keep it down, as neighbors would say.
Name one woman on earth that's heard a loud car go by and be like, have my number.
0.
Crickets. None.
Literal. None. And if they're saying they like it, it's a lie.
Just Absolutely. Give it 2 years. They're going to come out in 2 years and be like, P.S. I hate your car.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Be like, oh, I love it. It's so hot. No.
Yeah,
we hate
yeah.
it.
No,
There's a hot
absolutely. Yeah, that's
We
the
lie.
first hot take. Absolutely. Brought to you by my neighbor. So, okay, first hot take I wanted to say was I can't get into the flared leggings. You guys are really cute. I feel like, Keltie, you look really cute in them because you have like
you.
gorgeous, long, model-esque legs. For me, I feel chuggy as hell. And I feel like I can't unsee like the pink flared leggings I used to have
Yes.
with the waistband. And like my body type is like really curvy and I've got thick, or not thick, big calves. So like the flared leggings just do not flatter my pear-shaped body. So that's my first hot take is I can't stand flared leggings and you won't catch me dead in them.
Honestly, facts. And also, I think, like, let's go back to when flared leggings were the standard. Like, they were called yoga leggings. Do you remember that era? And then we started
Yoga
getting
pants,
into...
not leggings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's how long it's been. A literal decade. No, it's been like 2 decades. That was a long time ago. Oh, my God. But it was suddenly realized, like, this isn't flattering on most people. So some people started wearing the tight ones. And then we all started wearing it. I think we have to go back to being like, some people it's flattering on. Doesn't mean we all have to jump on board. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and also flared leggings. Can we just talk about the proportions? Like, I will say there's like a specific fit that looks really good on me. But some of them, they look like they get wet when you're walking in like Vancouver. And that is such a bad look when the bottom of your flared leggings are wet. And you're like, they're under, there's nothing flattering about that.
It gives me memories of Ugg boots, flared leggings, sopping wet in the rain.
That we romanticize the 90s and the early 2000s, and we forget the soggy Ugg legging era.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm sorry. That's my second hot take.
like
For the
it.
girlies that are a little bit more curvy on their bottom half like me, it just doesn't look good on me. And I'll wear them honestly because they are really freaking comfortable because they're a little bit baggier. But like, it's not a fashion statement. I try, but it's not cute on me.
Okay, I got a hot take. And I was thinking about this yesterday, and I don't know if it's going to make me sound young or old. High-rise leggings, like flared leggings, because those ones are always high-rise. They hurt my back. Like,
What?
I
How?
suddenly, I hate wearing high-waisted pants. So now I buy like the low-rise, like flared leggings, which everyone's like, who the hell are you? I know.
Yeah, must
Sounds
be
disgusting.
nice.
But because I've suddenly started like, I don't know what it is. Like I was walking around yesterday and I was like, I don't know if it's like stopping my intestines from digesting food, but it gives me severe back pain wearing high-waisted, and it's specifically the flared leggings when I wear like the high-waisted typical. So I have to wear like low-waisted flared leggings, which also isn't really, it's kind of like it's that's
It's
iffy.
giving mom.
It's giving like one bend over, my ass is out. So there's my hot take: is high-waisted pants give you back problems.
Yeah. You know, there's two different people or two different types of women in this world. People like you that don't mind low waist and people like me that prefer the high waist.
Yeah. And together we become best friends.
Literally. We're the dream to shop for. They're like, wow,
Exactly.
we can nail all styles.
We will sell this supper out.
Yeah. My next hot take, and I don't know if you've been watching it, but it is The Summer I Turned Pretty is low-key amazing, even if it's for tweens. Have you been watching The Summer I Turned Pretty?
I have a story about it, but I haven't. So I heard so many people talking about it, and you know when something doesn't register and it's just a word? Like if you just heard Harry Potter, you wouldn't register what it is. You just hear, oh, Harry Potter. So I never really dawned on until I saw the trailer for it or whatever yesterday on whatever Disney Plus or whatever it's on. And is it about a girl? And it's like, you know, the classic, we're all ugly and then one summer we turn pretty and then we get guys' attention. Because I'd heard everyone talk about it and I was like, oh, that's what, I don't know, maybe that's not relevant to anyone, but that was like a light bulb moment. I was like, oh, that sounds good. I did not put two and two together.
Oh my
That's
God.
what it was about.
It's season 2, lady. Oh my God, get back on it.
I'm
Season
sorry.
2. Yeah, I'm so upset right now. So it's like the ongoing joke. Even my mom likes it. Like, I really think it's appropriate for all ages because there's like, they pretty much nailed the age of like, it's about two best friends that are like, you know, women in their 40s and then there's their kids. And you're totally right. One character, her name is Belly, which I'm like, I would have so much PTSD if my name was Belly growing up.
The names.
But she's stunning. So obviously, like, I would have associated, because I was a chunky kid, I would have associated it with my belly. But that's besides the fact. And yeah, she basically, like, I think every summer they go to a beach house, and she has a brother, and then she has two guys that are like the mom's best friends kids. Yeah. And like she falls in love with both of them. And so it's like a classic tale of like when you're young, and like the entire soundtrack like is brought to you by Taylor Swift, so it's like magical. And it just like reminds you of when you would have a crush on somebody, and like you would like barely even kiss or whatever. Like it's just like summer and you're so excited. And I think that's why a lot of girls like it, is like it gives you that memory of like feeling that young and naive and like innocent. Season 2 is amazing. And yeah, I've never read the books. I feel like a lot of girls have, and I have a Kindle now, and I definitely want to read the books. But all I'm going to say, guys, is I'm Team Jer. I like a nice boy. I've never been into bad boys. I think they suck. So I'm not Team Conrad. And Keltie doesn't know what I'm talking about. But that's my general consensus, is Team Jer.
I love it. I just know a bad boy. It's just, nah.
Are you a bad boy girl?
I think I went through like a 1-year phase of it and was like, ew, no. I need communication. None of this. I was like, I've got no, I can't, I think my own self, especially when I was young, I was like, I'm not risking my education. I'm not going to jail for your shitty behavior. I was like, that's on you. So peace out. I want no association with it. Even when my friends dated like bad boys, we won't get into it. I was like, what happened if they get in trouble with you and the cops are coming for me? And then every time I go through border control, I get flagged because you're dating a bad boy. You got to think the repercussions.
Totally. So. Oh my gosh. One of my really good friends when I was younger was dating a bad boy, like a bad boy to where we all hated him. So like she was hiding that she was still dating him. And I remember I slept over at her house and I didn't know they were still seeing each other. Like she was hiding it from me. I am sound asleep in her childhood bed. And right, like sleepover, we're both crashing in there. Her mother is waking me up at like midnight and is like, I'm not going to say her name. Where is she? And I was like, what? I don't know. We went to bed. And then I look around and I'm like, she's not here. And that girl had snuck out. And I like texted her and was like, bro, I'm in trouble now. Your mom's going to call my mom, thinking I'm like covering for you, when I even had no idea, because I did not even like bad boys either. And I was like, this guy sucks. Like, dude, ditch him. We're too young. Like, let's just eat candy and have sleepovers. Who cares about seeing a guy at midnight? So that was where her and I were different. And she ended up getting a crazy restraining order against him when she was an adult.
I don't want to say bad boys leads to restraining orders, but it happens.
But yeah. I don't know. There's just some girls that like love it. And back in high school, I was like, I want the nice guy. I like nerds. Like that was my thing. I had a nerd crush always.
Oh, I love
Michael's a nerd. I married a nerd.
Honestly, all I can say, go for the nerd. Bezos, Bill Gates. I'm just saying, go for the nerdiest guy who's in the computer room learning code. I'm like, he's going to sell a Fortune 500 company in 20 years and you're set for life. So nerds. Go for the nerds.
And they're like not players, you know?
No,
like
they're so happy.
I've never
to
liked
attention.
that. Yeah, I don't know. I just always would like the nerdy guys because I was like, I feel like I can trust you and you're just a nice boy.
Oh, I love that. Very nerd.
Yeah. All right, your turn for a hot take.
Mine is short and simple. And you probably heard me say it 100 times, but I was like, apparently this is a hot take and I'm just going to keep saying it because I got a lot of comments on it. Salt isn't bad for you. Because I got like 5 comments on my YouTube video this week because Element not even sponsored that video. It sponsored like a previous video. And people are like, thank you so much. This isn't a plug. But like I had people, and this isn't medical advice, like comment. They were like, this one girl, I'll use her example. She was like, I was in a yoga class. I was like feeling so sick. I had heart palpitations, like everything. She was just like, she got rushed to the hospital and they're like, you just are like really depleted in salt and water. And so she bought Element and just electrolyte. You just need electrolyte, whichever you choose. And then she's like, oh, it all went away. And there was this other person. She was like, I can't get water down because of this condition I have. And she's like, oh, suddenly I just need sodium. And it's less of like sodium is a solution, but I just think there's so many people who are like anti-salt for so many years. And all these poor girls are out there sweating in the hot, no AC, losing electrolytes and be like, why don't I have energy? Why do I have headaches? Why is my heart racing? And it's because we've like demonized salt. So my hot take is salt ain't bad for you when you're working out. So there's my hot take.
Preach it, sister. I love that.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Michael and I've been on the pink salt train for a long time. Especially
it.
when you have like, we got an not an air filter, a water filter that strips everything. So to balance it back, you have to put salt in it. And people think like, oh, salt water, it's gross. You don't really taste it depending on how much you put in or you get used to it. I will say Element is hella salty, but that's because you gave me it. Yeah, Keltie was an OG and gave us some Element before the Taylor Swift concert because we were going to need it. And that woman pounds salt like no other. And I just had never had it because I'd had Liquid IV and like they actually have a lot of added sugar in Liquid IV.
Yeah.
So that's why like it tastes so good. And so Element, like I was like, whoa, it's salty. But then you just get used to it. You know, it's like, whatever, just do it. Take your medicine.
Oh, got a quick hot take to add to that. Prime hydration sucks. And like it tastes
like the
Logan Paul KSI, like the Prime.
Isn't there like some study that's coming out about Prime?
Anyways, pretty much it has like 200 milligrams of caffeine, and it is catered towards kids. Like they have a kid following, and so like that their governments are coming after them because they're saying they're promoting caffeine to kids. But pretty much, it's great. It tastes delicious. I buy them all the time. I only buy them when I've drank in too much electrolytes, and I just want something sweet. Like there's no, and everyone's like, why is it so sweet? There's no salt in it. And the main salt you need the main electrolyte you need is salt, and there's no salt, and that's why it tastes so sweet compared to other electrolytes because there's no salt, and that's why it's called a hydration drink, not electrolytes. So there's my hot take. Prime sucks.
Wait,
but
question.
It tastes delicious. Yeah.
Growing up, did you prefer Powerade or Gatorade?
I went through phases. I was a hypocrite.
Okay.
I was
I'm
like
a Gatorade girl.
I am Gatorade, but I went through a brief purple and blue Powerade phase for like a year, but every other time I was Gatorade. We mixed it with here's a fun drink: purple Powerade mixed. What was it? It starts with amaretto. Tastes like Dr. Pepper.
What's amaretto?
Amaretto, like it's like a liqueur. It's not
even like hardcore alcohol.
It's like 30%, 25-30%.
You know, I'm getting drunk off of this.
You're 30% alcohol?
Why did I think a liqueur like had low alcohol?
No, it's like 30% liqueur. Usually 20 to 30. So it's like
you're the bartender. I trust this.
Yeah. But anyways, amaretto, purple Powerade, tastes like Dr. Pepper. It will get you, because you drink it, you're like, oh, this tastes delicious. Boom, you're out.
Toasted.
There's a fun fact. Don't recommend, but kind of
love that. Okay. There's a Powerade like station that Millie and I will go for a walk. There's like this area that like it's open for like these hotel guests, and we always just come in because we walk on this resort. And Millie always grabs the Powerade, and I finally pointed out, I was like, bro, there's a lot of sugar in that. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like a fuck ton of sugar. She was like, really? And then she did her research, and she was like, damn, because she was having it like almost every night. And it cracked me up because you think like healthy, and I always did. And then I just now realize like the sugar content, which is not going to kill you, have some sugar. But for me, I'm like, I'd rather eat a fucking cookie if I'm going to eat some sugar, or like just go get coffee. Yeah, totally. I'm maybe just not that kind of person that likes that type of drink. Like, I rather have so many other things with sugar before that.
Oh yeah, it's normal. Some people like to eat their candy and not drink it. It's just fair. Which is actually the perfect segue into our first headline. Talk about sugar.
Oh,
Shall we
wait,
hop
one
into the
thing
headline?
though.
Oh, tell.
Another hot take. Oh, I had one more. When people are like, don't drink your calories, I hate that. I hate it. I like cannot stand it, because I love, if I'm going to go get coffee, I want like the sugary good shit that I'm not going to make. So that's my one, or third. Is it my third? Fourth hot take is, sometimes if you want a leech martini, get it and drink your calories.
Oh yeah, fully. There's no hate. Like if you don't, you only have, you're on a bodybuilding prep or it's severe deficit. Okay, maybe don't. But like,
yep, totally.
Best calories.
Depends on your goals.
Yeah, but like,
as
it's
a
fun.
drink.
Oh my god, milkshakes.
I just had a protein shake.
Ooh, nice.
Also pure calories.
Pure Vulcan season, but opposite.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in a cutting, but
you're like, I'm cutting. I was like,
gotta get my protein.
Get it, girl. But on that note, talking about sugar is one of our first headlines, and so we went through the internet and just scoped out all the trends we're seeing, and we're just going to comment on them, see if we hit it or quit it. And the first one, I don't know if you're seeing it everywhere, but I swear every second podcast is talking about it, this glucose goddess, and the idea of like blood sugar balancing and wearing a continuous glucose monitor. Have you seen anyone, like, have you seen the people, not diabetics, this is not for diabetics, that's a completely different, I mean just for like average people starting to monitor their blood sugar? Have you seen people starting to wear them more often, just casually?
No. When you asked me this, I actually have not noticed it. So maybe I'm coming from the normal person's perspective.
I think it's,
but tell us more about it.
So I was just like, it's just all over podcasts. And I was like, it's one of those things. I'm like, every podcaster is talking about it. I was like, does the general population care about it? Or is it just the top 100 podcasters care about it kind of thing? Like, I think the blood glucose goddess, she's going around, and the idea is you eat in a certain way so you don't get this big blood sugar rise and crash. So I think she does. And I'm just curious if you naturally even eat like this. The idea is like you eat vegetables first, and then you eat your protein and fats, and then you eat your carbs after. And apparently people say, though, if you just like change the order of way you eat, even if you eat a bunch of carbs, you don't get that crazy spike and dip. So just kind of interesting. Have you ever like noticed that? Like if you start out with like a salad, you get less of a dip later on?
No, honestly, I've never noticed it. So I'm like, maybe I'll take a listen to one of these podcasts and try it. But no, I feel like I really don't notice energy levels in my body that often. Like even with the caffeine intake where I wait now an hour, that's one thing, is I hit a midday slump every freaking time. That's helped me, actually. That's the one time I've ever noticed my energy. I'm not somebody like, I don't know. I just have a lot of constant energy. I tell that to my friends when they visit, because they're like, you just want to go, go, go. And I'm like, my mommy makes fun of me, like, you cannot sit still. And I'm like, no, I can't. So I don't know. I feel like this doesn't apply to me in the sense of like, I don't notice it. I'm sure I would see a difference, absolutely, behind the science in it. But would you notice? Like, have you tried it?
I bought the levels, and I'm going to test it for a YouTube video, but like it's technically not allowed in Canada. So I've had to trip through some hoops to get it, so that video's coming. But like for me, I'm classic, you've seen it, I'll take a handful of candy, nothing else in my system, just like eat candy throughout the day, and I've never had a sugar crash. And I've had crashes in the day, maybe they're sugar crashes and I just have no awareness of it, but I've never been like, oh, I had candy and an hour later I'm like, oh, I feel like crap. I'm just like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that crash, and I don't know if it's because we're active.
You also consume a lot of candy throughout your day to day. So I feel like you would totally notice that. Like, so I
was going to say, that's why I want to do it, because I'm like, maybe I'm crashing and I'm just completely oblivious to it. Just powering through.
Yeah. But between all of your fun drinks, you have the candy. I'll never forget. What did you have that was like grandma's candy? We were in Central Park. And you're like, do you want a butterscotch? And I was like, what? Yeah.
You know the Werther, like caramel? Yeah, I bought like the caramel Werthers I saw at the airport. I was like, that looks good. I haven't had one of those in forever, so I bought it.
We're just filming content. I'm like, what? Yeah. What? Candy? Yes.
I am not consistent with my candy. It's just with novelty. I'm like, oh, I haven't had that in a while. It's just pure novelty factor, which probably messed up dopamine. But hey, it's my kryptonite, and I like it.
No, I love it. I respect it. I'm trying to think. Mine would probably be coffee. Like, but that's about it. I'm pretty good at breaking that habit of like candy and things like that, just because like they make me feel weird after.
I wonder if that's the blood sugar.
I know. I was like, maybe. It's also like I don't like the feeling it leaves in my mouth, and like I'm super. Oh my god, I'm so weird with texture. Let me tell you this story. This plumber came over we basically broke our freaking shower trying to put the Jolie filter on it, and basically he comes over and he's like, okay, yeah, I can come over Tuesday and fix it. Like, he's basically looking at Michael like, what the hell have you been doing? And he's like, sorry, I don't know. And he's like, oh, do you like, I think they'll call crepas, and excuse me if I'm wrong, but that's what I had heard. And I was like, arepas? And he's like, no, crepas, it's a fruit. I was like, no. And I think I'm butchering that name, but he's like, come try it. Like, I picked it recently at like my grandfather's house, and I was like, okay. And he's like, it's like lychee. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I love lychee. And I tell him, I'm like, that's my favorite martini. And like, he's cracking up. His wife is cracking up that I'm like, ooh, the martini. And they are like, yeah, just open it with your teeth and just pop it in. I'm not kidding you. I spit it out. I spit out in front of them. Michael was like, that is the rudest thing ever. I was like, I'm so sorry. It's the texture. It was the consistency of goo. I wouldn't even say it's a lychee. It was something extremely gooey. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, I liked the taste. It was like a grape that was extremely gooey, moldy. I don't know.
It doesn't sound good. You're not selling it. You're not selling it.
No. But they loved it. They popped like 5 of them in their mouth while I just was like spitting one out. And Michael wouldn't even try it because he was like, I don't want to embarrass myself. But that texture, candy texture, that's what I'm getting. I don't like the texture.
Okay. I like it. I don't like it, but I respect it.
There we go.
I was like,
random fact of my Sunday.
I love it. Headline number 2, to hit it or quit it. Infrared saunas. I saw Kylie. She did her 12-3-30, popped into the infrared sauna. I was watching Vanderpump Rules because Megs is gone and I can finally catch up. Infrared sauna. Every podcaster, infrared sauna. What are your thoughts? Hit it or quit it?
I don't think it really matters, honestly. In the sense of, I think it's a bougie thing that not a lot of people have access to.
Yeah.
An infrared sauna. I'm like, I love normal saunas. I've never tried an infrared sauna. Have you?
I got sent one because they want to sponsor videos, one of those like at-home ones. And they offered and I just was like, I'm going to send it back. I don't know if this is bullshit or not. And like, I do that quite often. Like, I test a bunch. And that was one I was like, there's science on a sauna. And I have like the rings and all that to monitor it after. There's no science on the infrared. And I was like, I don't think I want to waste an hour of my week when I got other things to do, just sitting in this thing that's kind of warm because it might make a difference.
Can you explain what it is to the viewer?
So infrared, so the idea is it's not, I'm going to butcher this so bad. I should probably go Google Translate. But the idea is like it heats you up internally instead of like the room itself being hot. So it uses like light therapy. So like it's still warm in there, but it's not like when you go in a sauna and you're sweating. It's just kind of like a warm room. And the idea is the infrared can penetrate and get deeper into you and all that. Just like you've probably seen the masks. Like some do say it benefits with skin, but I think like blue light is good for acne. Red is for aging. Like there's all these different things like that. I do want to test it out for a video, the face, like the skin, but I've never even felt better after going to infrared. I'm just kind of like, okay, that was fun. But versus when you leave a sauna, you leave and you're like, oh, endorphins. So I'm just kind of like, just go in a sauna. At least the Finnish are living long and drinking lots. So it worked for them. So it'll work for us.
As I was going to say is I think it's a bougie thing. Realistically, not a lot of people have access to. And if you have access to a sauna at your local gym or hotel or wherever it is, totally try it out. At least like there's a lot of benefits towards that. It makes you feel so good after. I just came from a sauna session about an hour ago. Nice. I just pop in, put my timer on, listen to a podcast, maybe do a meditation. I caught a cold. It helps like with recovery. It's just like, I love a good sauna sesh. Sweat. I just love sweating.
Feels good. It feels like, a lack of a better word, detox. It's just like even a mental purge. You're just like, just get stuff out. It just feels good.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. Okay, headline number 3, slow runs. So we kind of talked off air about it. So have you ever played around with pacing whenever you run?
I try. I try to beat my own paces with like, I think, a couple years ago, I would really work on like getting maybe my mile time down to 8 minutes. But now I don't. I am more of a quote unquote slower runner, and I run about a 10-minute mile or maybe 9 minutes and 30 seconds. What are your thoughts on it?
I love it. Like I'm such a team, like, and I guess it all depends on your goals, but even people, they're showing girls who are having crazy marathon times. Like they're beating 3-hour marathons, they're beating 3:10 marathon times, which is fast, and not really running that fast. Like they'll have one run a week, which is a pretty, like their marathon pace, but the other runs are slow. And it's a bit more of like getting your body adjusted to just the mileage. But I think it's such a humbling thing of like, there's so many case studies of people running slow in their training and performing, but it's almost humiliating. Like I went through a slow run the other day and there's like moms with carriages whipping past you. And I'm like, I'm not slow. I'm just trying to run slow. And you're just like, especially when I'm like decked out in my running vest and all this, and I'm going at like the slowest pace. It's like, and you have to like, it's harder than it looks because the whole time you're like, oh, I'll just sprint for a bit. It's like, you got to keep the heart rate down, the pace low.
Yeah.
But I think there's something good for it. And even my mom is still running like half marathons, 10 kilometers, and she's in her 60, and she always wins for her category because there's not many women that can still run at that time. Let alone, and she never had crazy paces. Like, she never wore a watch. She would just go out and be like, I'm just gonna go run. And I was like, I think it's something about the slow run of just like, you just never have to take time off. You never get injured. You're just consistently getting better and better, and then you can
do
run
what feels
forever.
good. Yeah.
Intuitive running.
We should do in the future some running thing with our moms because my mom likes to run too. That'd be really fun.
Amazing. That'd be so fun. I did the 10K with my mom in November. It'd be fun if you, me, and our moms could go like somewhere fun and do a 10K. Oh my God, I would love that.
My mom listens, so Sharon, text me.
Hi, Sharon. Let's do it. There's one in Scottsdale. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that's true. Weren't you asking me to do that? But I was gonna be in Europe.
Yeah, I did ask. I tried. She shut me down, guys. She shut me down.
You know, I'm so sorry. I'd rather be drinking Aperol spritz in Europe than running, if I'm being honest.
Wow. I see where your priorities are. Just kidding.
Yes.
Hitting the bars. That is where my priorities are.
Literally. Yeah, I'm like, I have been a good girl all summer. Yeah. This cut, I've been very good. Give me an Aperol.
You've earned it.
I have.
Oh my God. Double Aperol. Double spritz. Oh, I'm so excited. Europe after
shots. Wine. You know what? Michael, our friend group jokes with him that he is party boy Michael right now because he's been like this for a year now where he is like the instigator. Like he's the one that can like keep the party going. Where a couple of years ago, if I'd be like, hey, we're going to go grab drinks, he'd be like, I want to be home by 11. Like I want to go to bed early, yada, yada. And I'd be like, what the heck? Okay. And then when we get out, I'd be like, no, we're not going home. Now I'm the one that wants to go home. And he's like, we just call him Party Boy Mike. And we all joke. Even Simon, one of our friends, he was like, oh yeah, Michael and I, when we were in New York, like we bar hopped and Millie didn't come. I think she was just like letting them have boys time. And I was in Puerto Rico, so I wasn't there. And Simon's like, yeah, we ended with lemon drop shots. And I was like, oh, no way. And he's like, yeah, it was Michael's idea. And I'm like, of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Party Boy Mike.
Party Boy. I love it. We all go through phases and they don't go away. It's just ebbs and flows.
Oh, I hope this goes away. I'm like, I can't hang with Party Boy Mike. Even this weekend, I was like, I caught a cold. I'm like, I don't really want any form of alcohol. And he was fine with it. But he's like, okay, well, I know I still want to have some drinks. I'm like, have at it.
Yeah,
but I'm not partying with you. I'm going to go to bed and take some NyQuil, bro.
Different kind of partying. Different stages of substance. NyQuil or vodka. What's your choice?
Yeah, same.
Same. Depending on how you take the NyQuil.
Literally, yeah. No, I get super loopy, so there we go.
Cool. Take some NyQuil. Don't let yourself fall asleep. You can see some things.
My dad, I was just telling Michael this yesterday. This is, freshly single dad era where my mom's not constantly there because she's working. I'm sick, so he has to stay home from work because my mom couldn't. The man forced me to take NyQuil in the morning because he thought it would help me sleep through the day. I was delusional. I was a Delulu girl the entire day, having wild dreams, all because my dad gave me NyQuil at 7 a.m. And then my mom's like, why did you do that? And he's like, well, I thought it'd make her feel better. No, I was just like high as a kite all day, crazy, imagining things that, awful.
Oh my God. Do you know who Molly May is?
The girl that's like famous on Love Island?
Yeah. Do you follow her on TikTok?
No.
Oh, damn it. There's this one TikTok, her and her now fiance. She was on a work trip and he shows up with a newborn baby as a surprise. And like, it's so cute. But the first comments are all like, when dad realizes he's been alone for an hour.
Oh my God.
Flight. So that's what it reminds me of. Like, the dad's like, oh, I love it. It's like, oh, what do I do now? Like, as soon as mom's gone.
He was like, how do I shut this girl up? Yeah.
Exactly.
Go to bed. Exactly. And he used to tell me like, oh, if you take this pill of NyQuil, you'll be healed, because I hated taking pills. Obviously not. Yeah.
Placebo effect works though. It's legit.
No, I was drugged up.
True. That too.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, speaking of TikTok.
Next headline.
Have you seen this? And I bet you have. But the Long Distance Daughter song on TikTok.
It's so darn cute.
I'm going back to see my mom on Friday. I'm ripped so apart from it. I'm bawling my eyes out. And then I also had this thing, because I just visualized it as my mom, like I saying it, and that's all. I was like, oh, that was sad. And then last night, for some reason, I also visualized my younger brother saying it to me. I almost vomited. Like,
Oh,
oh my God, that is the saddest song of all time. And I just was like, all the long distance girlies, I knew you would relate.
have you shared it with your mom?
No, because I was like, I'll sit, because I'm going back to see her. So I'm
Mhm.
honestly, I might just make a TikTok out of it.
You
Oh,
should.
but I
Yeah.
think I will. But I was just like, oh my God, because then you like realize your parents are getting older and you're missing it
Hmm.
and they're so sad, but then they're so supportive. And I was like, oh my God, I almost wanted to move back to Edmonton. That song almost made me move back to Edmonton.
Yeah, no, it is like a huge fear of mine is like missing out on things or like the fun years,
Oh,
with them, like as they get older. No, I hate thinking of it. It makes me really sad. I don't think I've shared it with my parents either because it just makes me sad. But I think it's like comforting for people that
yeah.
are in long distance and they have to make a sacrifice to not live near their parents because we all, I'm sure all long distance people have gotten like a, how could you leave your family? Or like, aren't you
Yeah.
close to your family? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, doesn't mean I'm not close with them. And we're so lucky with technology that I can FaceTime them anytime. I talk to my mom every single day,
Yeah.
And yeah, it does suck to not live near them. But also, if it doesn't align with what you want for the future, you shouldn't have to like compromise on that and stay
Fully.
somewhere you don't want to?
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I think it also just gave me a nice reminder of like, do you know what I mean? Like you don't think they age. You know what I mean? When you
Yeah.
move away, you don't think anything else. Like you don't picture that stuff's going on without you. You don't picture your brothers growing up or your mom. You just don't. So I was like, oh, that's why I'm even going back. You're just like, just a reminder that you need to go. Like if you're in, have the resources, and luckily a Vancouver Edmonton flight is like super cheap. And like even that, I was like, why don't I go back for 2 days? It's $100. Like just go back and like be with your mom. You like aren't. Luckily, it's a short flight versus if I was on the opposite side of the world, not as easy. But I was just like, oh my God.
You want to know something chilling that Michael
Ugh.
told me one time?
I
He was
think I might
like,
know the stat, but tell me.
was it? I mean,
Is
did I
it
already
the
tell you this on the about Christmas and how there's only like, you only get like, say, 10 Christmases with your parents or whatever it is, their age. We don't
Yeah.
actually know. But like, that's really sad to think about it in that comparison of like, you only really see you only see your mom twice a year. You only get
Yeah.
to see her for like 20 more days until
Yeah.
she dies or whatever. Like, that's so sad. So it's just like a reminder to see your parents.
Yep.
If it's annoying, suck it up, go see them, like, and spend more time with them and appreciate them in the moment. I don't know. I love
Yeah.
spending time with my parents. So I hate this song, like, made me really sad.
I know. So that's like a reminder. Call your mom. That's all it comes down to. Call your mom. As long distance daughters. It was just nice knowing there was probably a good 10 to 100,000 of us. No, probably like 1,000,000 of us all crying together to that song. I'm like,
Oh,
we
way
were all
more,
in it
yeah.
together.
Totally.
I was like, but anyways, I need to change the subject. That was too sad. We're going to say super superficial. Other trend, ab exercises that are not crunches. I feel like that's the new it. 5 things Instagram reel. You know what I mean? We all do it. We're like 5 my marathon running routine. Like we all follow the algorithm. And the one I'm seeing is just ab exercises that aren't crunches, and some are good. But I think I love when fitness gets done and people keep doing the trend, but all the basic things has been done, so they start making up stuff. You know what I mean? Those always starts cracking me out. I think we're starting to get to that point. But I was like, what are your top ab exercises that aren't crunches?
Honestly, I do a classic plank, like side plank, normal plank. I do a dead bug, a hollow hold, and sometimes I'll do like a hang, like a shoulder hang, dead hang.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
And then just like kind of work my legs up. I don't know. I like half the time can't even do that because I'm not strong enough with my abs. These are purely genetics, baby. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really been into crunches or anything like that. I'm also not really into ab exercises. It's more of like activating your core when you're lifting. But have you seen so many people, like they'll talk about, the classic kettlebell over their head while they're having a left knee up and things like that. Like everybody, you're totally right, is doing that. That's always what I see is like, whoa, I've never seen this one before.
Yeah, there's always something. And there's a couple, like, for example, the one I love doing is a kettlebell up in there, but you just walk with it and you just try and keep your pelvis in the right spot. And it's just exactly. It's just core stabilization and just kind of getting yourself a little off centered and keeping. So, but then like example, then so many people are like, how do we make it more trendy? Let's do it on a Bosu ball. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's just classic. But I think the basics are always so good. I love an RKC plank, which is a plank, but you're driving your elbows into your knee. The dead bug bird dogs, but you can elevate it, add a weight. Like I like to do bird dogs with just like a weighted one. Just making sure to keep your pelvis. Hanging leg raise is like so basic, but it's just one of the best. And what was the other one I've been loving? Bear crawls. You seem a little silly, but those are great. They're good for your shoulders, your core, all that. You go forward, back. And honestly, I just do that all the time. And that anytime I'm consistently like that, my core strength is just chef's kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Also a reminder, you doing ab exercises does not get you abs. Not always. It depends on your body fat percentage and your genetics.
Yep.
Like as in see-through abs.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
visual.
I think, you have to build your ab muscles. Some people, because of their posture, engage it more naturally, so they have more ab muscles. And then it just comes down to where you hold your fat.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like with my abs, I'll gain a lot of weight, but it'll go straight to my legs, my lower body.
Yeah.
And I'll keep my abs no matter what, even if I've gained X, Y, and Z.
I've like a,
yeah,
I have
you're
a long
opposite.
yeah, but like I'm weird because I have a long torso and a big rib cage. So I always have like two lines, but for me to have abs, like my lower, I can always have the upper two, but those lower four, I have to be so shredded. Like I'll have like quad separation and only have two ab muscles showing. Like I just don't carry it in my arms or legs. It's just because they're long and gangly, and just my lower. It's just
They're not long and gangly. They're gazelle-y.
Oh, thank you. I like that. I like gazelle. That's better.
Yeah.
They're fast. They're not gangly anymore. I've worked hard.
No. Yeah, that's like something you would say when you're 7 years old, ma'am.
Thank you. I needed that.
And someone's bullying you. Yeah. They're not
I got bullied a lot, okay?
I would kill for your legs and arms over here saying I can't wear flared leggings.
No, we all have stuff we can't think we can't wear, but I've never been like, oh, flare. I'm like, oh, they look great on you. I've never thought they look bad on you once.
Oh, well, thank you. So, we're our own worst enemy.
We really are. Isn't that the truth? Now times I put stuff on. Or even just like you like film yourself. Sometimes you film yourself and look yourself in a video and you're like, oh, but sometimes you're like, I thought I looked like crap. I actually look kind of good. That also happens.
Totally. Oh yeah, totally. When people are taking your photo, like Kat when she was here, we were taking photos. She's like, I think this looks great. And I'm like, I hate it. And then I do the same thing. I'm like, I think this looks amazing. The best photo I've ever taken of you. And she's like, I hate it.
And they're like, don't you see that? I'm like, no, I don't see what you're talking about. You're like, my one eyebrow's lower than the other. And you're like, who's looking that close? No one.
Yeah. No one except yourself.
Yeah. Well, there's our confession, which would lead us so nicely into our favorite segment of the week, confession session. So, Sav, hit us with the first.
Okay. First one is quite applicable to my life because I have press-on nails. And somebody said that they were putting nail glue on a fake nail that fell off at the bar. And I'm assuming in context, I like to believe she was gluing her nail back on at the bar. And I honestly don't even find this that unhinged. I agree with this because my nails constantly pop off and I just glue them back on. I just carry the glue with me. Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
Honestly, the fact she had glue, unbelievable. That is like
impressive.
Confession, impressive, not unhinged. Impressive.
Can we be friends?
Yeah. You want to hear unhinged? I was a bartender for many years. Many a fake nails. Every once in a while, you'd be bartending. There was no longer a nail. You don't know where that nail is.
Stop. Like in the drink, maybe?
You don't know. You don't
Definitely.
know. That's why I was like, and it's not like the bartender's fault. Like, I just every once in a while at the end of your shift, you're like, oh crap, where did that go? And you just pray it's on the ground and not in someone's drink. And that's why just always be a little mindful. You know, bars, they're fast paced. People are slinging drinks. Limes in a bar. Ugh. But yeah.
Gross.
I've seen some shit. I've seen people, you know, the limes that are sitting on the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people think it's tip jars half the time. So if you were to like put your hand into the bottom of those lime things, you would feel change. Like that's how dirty they are. People are just like they're
so
the
never
bars,
take the limes.
No, don't take the limes. Don't take that unless it's a fancy establishment. Then they're like on it. But like I'm talking nightclub. They're slinging drinks. It's packed. At the end of the day, you're probably gonna get a disease anyways somewhere in a bar. There's many of ways, but build
What
your
if you
immunity.
want lime with your tequila shot?
Ask for the bartender to get it for you. Don't just take
Oh,
it out.
you
of
don't
the
just
thing.
grab it. Noted.
So the ones that are sitting there, don't, because think how many other people are grabbing it. Guys who just came to the washroom and didn't wash their hands. They're putting
and
their
we
hands
all
in there.
know that's like 90% of men. Ugh.
But I will say, I was a bartender for a long time. I have a great immune system. I spend a lot of time in the bar. So it's gross, or you're building your immune system, however you want to think of it.
I find that gross. I mean, I
Yeah, it's
caught a cold
disgusting.
and I'm over here like, how did I get this cold? It's grossing me out.
Yeah. Oof, don't think too much. Don't think too much.
No. I'm assuming either the gym. I actually have a feeling Kat and I did this like waterfall hike and it was just swarmed with tourists. And I'm just like, I think like it wasn't that big of a waterfall. We're all in the water.
Yeah, well, that's how we'll do it.
Because Kat also got sick too. So I
Ah,
haven't been sick in
putting
like a
two
year.
together. Well done. Got your
Gross.
vitamin D.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Honestly, when
happens.
you live somewhere warm, you never really get sick. Like your
Makes sense.
immunity is like power to you.
Us up here in Canada are like, what? People don't get sick?
Yep. Yep.
Actually, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
get
When I
sick
lived in
'cause-
Washington, always sick. You don't get sick?
I get sick once every 5 years. The only time I've been
Are you
sick
kidding me?
the only time I've been sick in the last 6 years is I got severe food poisoning twice.
Wow. Go home.
Yeah.
Boo.
My mom let me eat dirt as a child, and I worked in a bar, and now my body's like, oh, sick, common
Wow.
cold. I was like, I was eating those limes every day in my clam juice, so I'm good.
Ew, you're
I
like,
built up an immune system.
and I say I got a nickel.
Yeah, a little iron.
Yeah. All right. What are your confession sessions?
Burnt my ass to a crisp. Fell asleep on my stomach. Work should be fun today. So I'm assuming this person was suntanning. How many times have we all done that? You fall asleep on one side, you wake up 2 hours later, and you're like, oh crap. And the worst spot has to be your butt. The worst.
Has
Like we
to
love
be.
a thong. We love a thong bikini, but oh my God, sitting 8 hours, and say she has a corporate job. She's got to be in like, maybe not jeans, but like loafers or like,
Ugh.
oh,
Yeah.
oh girl, I pray for you. I'd say aloe vera, classic, but you can't slap that on your ass all day. A nice
No.
loose maxi skirt.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. Nothing worse than a burnt ass cheek.
Oh, just hopefully it peels, tans, and you just got the most gorgeous behind for the rest of summer. Praying for you.
There you go. Optimism.
You can love it. Do you want to hit up the last one, or should I? Because I realized I read them out of order.
Go for it. It's all you.
You know what? This one speaks to young girl Keltie. Finding out kegs were allowed on my uni-sponsored field trip and missed out. Oh, just imagine you're on like your field trip with the uni. You could have had kegs, finished it off, and then you guys just took a beer or two. You know what I mean? Missed opportunity. In the one time in your life, kegs are appropriate. Sav looks really confused. Do you know what a keg is?
Why would you have... No, I know what a keg is, but why would you have that in a university field trip?
I don't know, but exactly. That's probably why they were like, oh, that wasn't an option in the group beside them. Somebody pulls up with kegs and like, we could have gotten a free keg. And they're like,
Free?
got their little, like, because this is sponsored. So I bet you like the other groups were getting it sponsored. They rolled up with their like 6 White Claws, and the guys next door are like, look at our keg. And you're like, what the hell is this? I missed out on that. When else am I going to get a free keg? I'd be so upset.
Yeah. This is definitely a you thing.
Yeah, this definitely. I was like, when was the
I don't
last
know if
time
I've
you had
ever
a
done a
keg?
keg. None. I don't know. College. No.
I was like,
Like weddings, you would see kegs.
True,
But I'm
true,
not
yeah.
a keg girl. I'm the
Yeah,
White Claw
no.
girl. So maybe that's why I'm like, I don't really resonate with this. But you love your beer,
imagine-
so.
Imagine though a keg of White Claw, just the pure
Oh,
proportions.
okay. Now
Not
we're
even
talking.
beer to White Claw. I'm just talking. You get 6 White Claws or a massive tank of White Claw for free. Like spout it out.
Okay, that's fair.
mean,
That's fair. I'll take the keg.
Like, you gotta think of it that way. You gotta think of it that way.
Good
Pure.
call right there.
Especially uni student, you don't got money.
No.
And you're like, I could have had a keg. Oh, I feel for you.
You're
It's just
drinking
a
nail
moment-
polish remover.
Literally. We're gonna have a 3-second moment of silence for the lost keg. 3, 2, 1. R.I.P.
There we go. All right.
Just
Well,
for you.
yeah, that wraps up today's podcast. episode. I'm struggling. It's Monday. But it was fun. It was fun catching up with you and giggling at these confession sessions and aggressive hot takes. Don't forget to review our podcast and check out our Instagram, and always submit a confession session or a piece of like a question, or if you want a piece of advice, shoot it over to us. All right. Yes. Bye.